Hi, I hope you're well. It's the 12th of November. I have just set up everything to do my podcast recording, and it's so noisy. All the neighbors are yelling, and Steve's dad is doing what's under my nose. Steve's dad is doing some work under the house, and I also have like a slight headache. And the latency isn't working on Audacity, which means I can't hear myself in the earphones. And anyway, I've just decided that I'm going to do it later today because I'm going to have all this background noise, and later in the day, hopefully people won't be yelling and stuff. So that's basically where I'm at right now. But it's 9:40 a.m. I woke up at about 7:30, had some breakfast, had my breakfast smoothie, and I feel like that's given me it feels like a brain freeze headache almost. So yeah, I'm just feeling a bit hot and bothered at the moment because I close all the windows to do the podcast recording. But then, yeah, so maybe I will do some self-coaching scholars, move past all of these thoughts, and make sure that the rest of my day is really productive and intentional. So I'm going to help my grandma out for a bit today to just go and visit her and say hello. And then I want to go to our house, my house with Steve, because I put up curtains yesterday. I went to IKEA yesterday afternoon and bought some curtains, and I have 3 different types, and there are 4 windows in the living room. I put 3 of them up, so there's 3 different types of curtains, and I really just want to see what they look like in the daylight. So I think I'm going to drive over there just to have a look as well. And I want to go and join the new gym that I'm joining, and also finish a few more things related to my course for procrastination, Get Out of Your Own Way. So I'm doing that. I haven't started packing anything yet, but I just feel like it won't be that hard. And I have moved many times before, and each of them has been really challenging, but I feel like I've decluttered so much stuff. I guess that's the other thing I want to do today too, declutter my can you hear that? You probably can't because it's a directional mic, but anyway, declutter all my toiletries and everything like that. So I'm only taking the things that I love to the new house, and yeah, everything else basically has been done at some point in the last month. So that's what I'll be doing. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel a bit blah at the moment. I think he's hedge trimming next door. That's what it is. But yeah, so I'm just gonna plan out, do some self-coaching scholars, do a thought download, manage my thoughts a bit around today, and then make a plan for the day when I'm gonna do different things, and then do them. So that's my plan. Actually, I've just remembered my grandma likes watching a certain show that's on at 11:30, so I need to go and see her before then. So I might go and do that first and then come back. I just, need to manage my thoughts, because I find that whenever I'm having the thought of there's not enough time just slips away. But when I have the thought there's plenty of time, it actually goes a lot more slowly. And yeah, I don't know. I just find that even just relating to time differently, I experience it differently. So I just want to manage those thoughts, but I'm going to go around and see Grandma needs help. I feel like I'm just talking in circles here, but anyway, I'll talk to you a bit later. Also, I started reading The Curated Closet last night as well, which is really good. The first assignment, so that book, if you haven't heard me talk about it before, is by Anushka Rees. She's a blogger who blogs about, I guess it's finding your personal style and creating, building a wardrobe. And the first assignment, because I don't know what my personal style is, or I don't have one that I like. So the first thing to do is to for 2 weeks, take a photo of all the outfits you wear, and then she has all these questions for you to analyze what you liked, what you didn't like, why you wore certain things, what you like, and to just really identify what the current issue is. So yeah, so I'm doing that. She recommends taking a photo every day or every outfit, and just kind of documenting as well what you wore it for. So like I'm wearing workout gear at the moment, basically, because I'm planning to go to the gym or do some kind of exercise later. And yeah, just sort of writing that down, because in 2 weeks I probably won't remember. So yeah, I'll talk to you later. So I'm just back at my desk. I have been out for a while. I went and saw my grandma, and then I went to the house and checked out the curtains to make sure that, like, just to see what they look like in the daylight. I'm pretty sure I was talking about the curtains earlier. I can't exactly remember. And now I've just been updating the course information for Get Out of Your Own Way. And I finished doing that, and now I'm going to record my podcast episode, so I'm all set up again. Just feeling slightly off today. I think it could be because I haven't had enough water and I haven't exercised. So I'm going to record this episode, just get it out. Normally recording an episode actually makes me feel better in these videos. I don't know, I just find when I'm talking, it just gets me like in a good groove. So hopefully that works. I just feel like my mind's slightly numb. I don't know how to describe it. Just feeling slightly off. But yeah, the episode, which will be out when you see this, is going to be about budgeting and saving money. I don't like using the word budgeting. Like, I feel like it just gives the wrong idea. Like, it sounds like lack and that we're going to have to miss out and all of that, when I don't think saving money needs to involve that. So I'm going to do an episode on all of that. It's still quite noisy, but I'm just going to do it anyway. I feel like it won't actually be that bad. And I hope you guys, if it is, will be a little bit forgiving, but I feel like the episode, there won't be much background noise. So I'm going to film that now, or film it and record it. I got my microphone set up. And then I think I'm just going to go for a walk, have some water, and then come back and just make sure that everything is ready for this week, so that I can really focus on moving, which I am really excited about. And I think that I was just like negotiating with myself before about whether or not to do this podcast episode now. And this always happens. I find that when you plan something and the time comes to do it, that you're like, oh, I don't want to do it. But I found that I was kind of saying to myself, like, you're in a really chatty mood and it's probably going to not be a great podcast episode, so maybe you should leave it. But then at the same time, I was thinking, like, how good is it going to feel when I put my head on my pillow tonight and know that I have got everything ready for the whole week, like done all of my blogging stuff for the whole week, so that I can really just not have to think about any of that this week while I'm moving. And that to me is compelling enough to make me push through. So I'm gonna record this episode, and talking about money and budgeting is something I do really enjoy chatting about. So I feel like it's going to be pretty easy in a sense to do the podcast episode, just because it's something I chat about fairly often, like with friends and on my blog and stuff. So it'll be quite natural, like all the topics I've done so far. I don't know that if as time goes on I'll be talking about things I haven't talked about as often, but I feel really good about doing this one. And Michaela in the Smart 20s community asked a question, which is basically what I'm going to be answering. So yeah, I'll link that below because it'll be out, I think, when you're watching this, episode 8. Don't know what to call it yet. I kind of name them after and try and figure out what'll be best. But anyway, I'm gonna do that. Steve's dad is still making the noise. Anyway, I'm gonna do that, and I don't really have anything super interesting. I feel like I never have anything super interesting to share, but it's just interesting for me to track all of this stuff. And yeah, so that's probably going to be it for today. I'm really wanting to make sure everything's done before Steve gets home so that I can relax with him. So it's nearly 4 o'clock and he gets home at like 7:30. So I'm going to do the episode, go for a walk, schedule the episode, and then make sure my email newsletter for this week's scheduled. I've written it and I just need to actually schedule it for a time, and then just schedule a few more of my videos, and then everything will be prepared for this week. And I think it'd be good as well to try and, even if I do have free time, not fit blogging stuff in, just because I really don't give myself much of a break. And I think it's always good with anything to sometimes just take a step back and have a break from it for a little while, just so that you can see things a bit differently, because when you're all up involved in something, it can be actually really hard to see it, to have that sense of perspective. So I hope that's what will happen this week, or I'm in control of whether that can happen. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm still working my part-time job all of this week, but thankfully, except for tomorrow when I do a longer shift and I start at 11:30, I don't start until 4 p.m. So I basically have the whole day. I leave around 3 o'clock to do moving, to settle in. Yeah, I'm super excited, even though I don't sound it. So that's basically it. I hope you're really well. Send me an email if there's ever anything you want to chat about or ask me about. My email is sam@smart-20s.com. I will always reply. Sometimes it just might take a few more days than others, but I always do reply, and I always do read everything as well. And I know a lot of you say at the end of a long email, like, sorry this was so long, and you probably won't have read this far. Like, I read every single word you guys write to me. So don't ever hesitate. I know a lot of you as well say that you feel like you need to send me something really well written or really like meaningful. It doesn't have to be just whatever. I love hearing from you guys. So anyway, I feel like I'm a bit warmed up now for the podcast episode, so that's good. But I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.